Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here, and welcome back to Transport Fever. In the last episode, we began working on freight in the plains area of the map, and that is going to be starting with food processing. So, we started hooking up a train line to connect this cattle ranch to a farm for grain, and then eventually running a line out here to this food processing plant. And then we're going to eventually start distributing the food out to various cities to get that going. So, that is what we're going to continue to work on, because we didn't quite get it all finished. And I did go ahead and rename some of these. So we have Gondor Grain there, pretty straightforward. We're going to have Folkreath Ranch over here. And then all the way up here for the food processing, we're going to have Oak's Candies. And yes, we're going to be delivering cattle, or animals, to a candy plant. And only probably those of you who have played the Let's Go Pokemon games will get that particular joke. Alright. So, let's go ahead and get back to it. And we need to finish getting this train line up here. Looks like the AI wants to build a road there, but we're going to have other plans. Alright, ultimately, where is this going to come through? Now, I also have to think about where the passenger lines are eventually going to come. I think the passenger lines are going to move on this side of the road. So I think that the freight will come on this side of the road. So we can have a freight station here, and I think this is going to be just a terminus station. So, now what's the difference between these two guys? I guess it's what the building's made out of? Ah, a new plane. Let's take a look at that. I also think, if I remember correctly, we got new trucks? Or was it a new bus? I can't remember. I'll have to double check that. But, let's go ahead and get this guy in first. Unable to align terrain. Yeah, because this thing is going to be pretty hard to fit in here, I think. See, I don't necessarily want to put it all the way out here. I'm not sure I'm going to have much of a choice. Unless I make it a fairly short station, and I just, let's see, if I made it a 200-meter long station. And let's give it that really strong curvature there. Because if the station itself Is that true? Oh, so we got all kinds of new roads. They're now available. Alright, small country road. Oh, I wonder if things will start upgrading automatically, or if I'm going to have to do it manually. Well, we'll see. We now actually have paved roads. Alright, let's make sure that's in catchment. It is. The big problem is this hill here. Alright, so we want to make sure that we at least give it another 200 meters for the train. Oh, and we now have high-speed tracks. Alright, so that means there's going to be a lot of upgrading I'm going to have to do. Okay. Do I want to make sure that these guys can use high speed? Yes. High-speed tracks with... And actually, if they're gonna do that on a bridge, that's fine. We'll bring that out to there, and we'll make sure that we can use a bridge. Oh, we got access to some new bridge types. So I guess 1925 must have been the year that all came available, because that's all new. Alright. And then what we'll do is we'll split off the double track here just before the bridge. And then basically that bridge becomes part of the station. Right? So that we can get the longer trains in there. And then we have our new signals. Alright, nice. Those are going to have a lot of upgrading to do. Okay. Actually, that line may need to be deleted back a slight bit. Need to get that out of the way. And then... because I think we need to come in here a little bit wider. It slows down a bit, but that should be okay. I mean, this is a freight line. It's not a high-speed passenger line. So if it slows down a little bit there, it shouldn't be the end of the world. Alright. let's get these lines, this particular line upgraded. And I think off screen what I might have to do is go through and get all of the rail on the entire map upgraded to a new high-speed track. Alright, you're upgraded to high speed. There you go. Okay. And that should be high speed all the way through. Yeah, I don't want to get too involved in this, but I at least want to make sure that any track that train's going to be driving on is at the same speeds. Okay. Alright, time to get some signals on here, and oh, I need to put a diamond in. Alright, do I need... I am going to need some signaling here, so we're going to go ahead and say stop there. You also stop there. I would say signal there to allow that train to merge, and then we'll need a release signal. Well, we're going to need probably a signal out there to let them know that the train's cleared. Alright, and then we'll probably need a signal just down this line a little bit to let that train, as the train gets through there, to then release this. Alright, so we're going to need a signal here on the approach. Probably going to want a signal there. There's already a signal there, so that should be fine. Signal here on this approach. There should be good. And there should be good. Alright, that ought to do it. Alright, and we'll just do a moving block over here. And then we'll put in... Oh, we already got the signals there. Okay, good. And we'll follow the track around here. And then the signaling here should be fairly simple. Just a couple moving blocks. And then the station approach. There we go. Okay, so we now need to get a train on here. And we're going to do it electric. So, do I have a depot that has a connection that can reach this thing? I don't think so. Well, maybe. Because this shares that line here. Any depot on the line out to there will work. Technically, we could go all the way back here, but no. I think we'll probably just go ahead and put a dedicated depot here for the time being. And where do I want to do it? Somewhere around midway would probably work best, and we'll probably put it over here on this side of things. Alright, make sure you are electrified. I don't want to affect too much of the speed. Okay, there we go. Double slip the switch. And get the signals in. That'll serve to release. And that'll serve to release. Okay, so that should be fine. Alright, let's get a train. We're going with electric locomotives. Alright, Milwaukee Road class, EP2, or the Crocodile. You do 75. Let's see, this is extremely expensive. This is much cheaper. This has a lot of horsepower. Not so much. Let's go for broke. Let's go ahead and get the Milwaukee on there. Alright, and for wagons, it's going to need to carry grain, it's going to need to carry cattle, and it's going to need to carry food, I think. Actually, hold on. Let me just sell that back. Because how do I actually want to set the lines up? There's a question. Because, see, this is going to be taking cattle and cattle there and bringing food back. Right? I think this is probably going to be two separate lines. Two separate trains. And then this is going to be bringing food, or bringing grain here. And then I think it's also going to want to bring food back. I want to make sure that it's going to be moving in both directions. Okay, so yeah, we're going to do this as two separate lines. Okay, so we're going to do here. This is going to be a freight train. This is going to be Gondor grain to Falkreath Ranch. And then we're going to do another new line from Falkreath Ranch to Oaks Candies. There you go. Now, I did remember to adjust the autostay frequency this time. Alright, so freight train. Falkreath Ranch to Oaks Candies. Alright. And I did not spell that correctly. There needs to be an I in there. There we go. So that does mean there's going to need to be a second depot. Or we need to move that one. It might actually just be easier to move it. So let's go ahead and... let's get rid of it. And we don't need that particular signal. Get rid of that. Because it will be much easier to put things on this side of that station. Alright. So let's try that again. Double slip. And signals. And that releases and that releases. Alright, good. Okay. Now we're going to go for this. Alright, you get the Milwaukee. And first thing we're going to do is get grain and food moving. These may actually be the same train, but... so we have a hopper wagon. Then we'll move some grain. Let's go ahead and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go ahead and make this a big old train right out of the gate. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grain hoppers. And let's see, you carry food for boxcars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's just go 10 and 10. And you carry livestock as well. So yeah, we'll just duplicate that. You get on that line, and then you get on that line. Okay, there we go. Now we just need a way to get the food into the cities. or else we'll have no customers and the line won't actually activate. And it'll just cost us money. Alright, so let that train get to work. I think the easiest thing we're going to do is we're just going to truck food from here. I got all kinds of new stuff. We got a large truck station. I don't think we need the large truck station. Alright, that's not in catchment. And then that will deliver. Let's go ahead and upgrade the road. Alright, so the food gets delivered to shopping facilities, so it's going to go into the commercial zones. Which they're unfortunately spread out a bit. I think the small truck station will be our best bet. And it's going to be expensive, but I'm going to drop it right in the middle, because I could just use a drop-off spot, right? I could just use a drop-off point. And that would cover most everything. But I actually want to eventually start pulling some stuff out of the city. Or do I? Because if I'm gonna do... Because there is a post office. Oh, Union Pacific 412-2. Ooh. That's an interesting looking locomotive. You know what, let's just stick with the drop-off point now that I think about it. Let's just stick with the drop-off point. That'll cover most everything. Alright, and then we do road freight, food to Pallet Town. From there to the drop-off point. There you go. And then we just put some trucks on there. I think the Benz is still our best bet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put 6 vehicles on there. And there we go. So now we got some trucks going. And let me just double check. Oh, yeah, we did get a Daimler top-seater. Schneider PB2 as well. Okay, so our passenger bus routes probably going to want to look into replacing these guys with the Daimler top seaters. This should be fairly straightforward. Now we'll expand our passenger capacity. You actually need to be set up for auto replacement. So do you. I had a lot more of these than I realized. And then once I'm done setting all this up, we'll go take a look at one. And that is going to be the last route. There we are. Let's go head over there. Let's take a look at it. Ah, it's a double-decker. Though he's got a bit of a queue forming behind him. It's always fun times getting stuck behind a bus. It looks like we've got a bit of traffic going on here, so we may think about doing a serious upgrade to this road. Yeah, I really got to take a look at what we've got here. Large street, a large country road. You know, that might be worth going for. And then these should be just medium streets. I'm not sure why it isn't upgrading on its own. All right. Let me just check a couple things here. We are actually carrying some passengers, and actually we made a profit on our airline. Well, how about that? Now our brand new freight routes are going to cost us a bunch of money. I need to take a look at some of these guys, and I need to sort out some of the freight back in the old area. Alright, let's make sure that Line usage is yes. Line usage is yes. And then that would also mean this is yes. We could use some fertilizer out here, but I'm not exactly sure where I would get it. That would be the only thing. So I don't know if I have any fertilizer anywhere in the area. There's fertilizer. That's all liquid, though. I could bring ships up here, put a freight port in Osgiliath somewhere, and then truck fertilizer over there. That could work. Think about that. And also we need to connect up food deliveries to all of our various cities so we can really get this thing ramping up. And we need to get food deliveries out to Rangries, Lumoise, Whiterun, Hill Valley, and Osgiliath, I think. And then that should really crank up the production there. Alright, but we're going to go ahead, we're going to end the episode here. So for now, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.